Bueno, good morning, everyone. We have already started recording. My name is Joan Moreno. I am really glad to be here with you guys today and in the company on Sven Zimmerman, representative of Ruhr Universität Bochum. He's gonna speak us about the double degree program, and we're gonna give you some details about this change program with Ruhr Universität Bochum. Remember that this webinar is in the framework of the Double Degree and Exchange Program Week, provided by the Program of International Relations of the Faculty of Engineering Bogota campus of the Universidad Nacional de Colombia. So, Sven, the land is all yours. Thank you so much for
Okay.
being here. And please, we can start with the presentation.
Okay. Yeah. So many thanks. I will start sharing my screen. Just have a look how it works. Is this the right one? Should be. Yeah, you should see my screen with the presentation.
Yes, right
Okay.
now we're seeing it.
Okay. So then again, thanks for that you have been here for this informational talk about the double degree, one study program, 2 degrees, which is a cooperation between the Universidad Nacional de Colombia and the Ruhr University Bochum. Um, and my name is Sven Zimmermann. I'm the active program coordinator of our double degree and student advisor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. And please apologize the first mistake in the slides because I forgot to change the date. Okay, so what we are talking about today. So the first introduction I would like to give you is Bochum and the Ruhr area. This will be a really short historical introduction because I think, in my opinion, it's really important to understand this region, to understand the people here, and also to understand the foundation of the university and the picture of the university people have here in this Ruhr area from the Ruhr University Bochum. Then it's getting a little bit more detail. I will give you some brief information about Ruhr University, some key facts, some impressions from the campus, an overview about the faculties we have here on campus, and maybe later on I can also give you some brief information on how to find information on the websites by yourself. After that, as I said, I'm student advisor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, and our faculty has a huge double degree program with electronics and electrical engineering program at UNAL. I would focus a little bit on our Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, and after that, I would focus on the double degree, which I already mentioned. So after that, I'm really happy to say that we have some current double degree students which are currently here in Bochum, or they still studying in the double degree, or they already finished the double degree. I must say that I'm not completely sure. But my idea was to make a breakout session because of course, I can tell you a lot of Ruhr University Bochum, but yeah, I'm a German bold potato living here in Bochum since 20 years, and I just have another perspective. So I thought, why not, or why should you not talking to people who joined Ruhr Uni Bochum 1 or 2 years ago, and just ask those students about their experience, how it is to study in Bochum, how is the city, how is the environment, do they feel safe, and so on. So there are really many questions, and I think breakout sessions are completely perfect for that. And as I talk to Jorge, probably I would just like to ask the students which are currently in the double degree, probably to introduce themselves just shortly with their name and their current status.
Um, yeah, I'm Jorge. I gonna present me. Moment. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, totally. We can hear you.
Ok. Nada, me voy a presentar en español rápidamente. somos en este momento en la conferencia tres, cuatro estudiantes que hacemos parte del doble, de la doble titulación. Vamos a acompañarlos en el break session y les comento que fui parte de la doble titulación, ya la terminé y estoy realizando el máster. No sé si Laura o María se encuentran aquí, si quieren presentarse rápidamente.
Sí. Bueno, yo soy María Fernanda. Yo empecé el Double Degree, de hecho, hace 4 años. Ya terminé, ya voy terminando el máster también.
Sí, buenos días a todos. Yo soy Laura. Empecé el máster este año, terminé el Down Degree justamente este año cuando entregué mi tesis en marzo y ya, muy feliz de acompañarlos.
So many thanks, and yeah, I'm happy to have you on my side today and to give all the information the students need, and where the information I just can't give them because I can give facts, I can give some history, but I don't feel an exchange. So yeah, many thanks for that. And after that, some information on how to apply. And after that, which is not on the agenda, but I will prepare it during the breakout sessions, I can prepare some information on how to apply to other international programs if you are not interested in doing this double degree. And of course, after that, question and answers. Okay, so then let's start with Bochum and the Ruhr area. And for that, I will just switch to Google Maps. So at the moment, you are currently here somewhere in Bogota, probably not directly on the campus, but here in the surroundings. And Bochum is, let me zoom out. Okay. It's getting
I
slow.
can see I can
Sorry,
see
we can
the
You
map.
can't see. Okay, sorry for that. I think then I didn't had to stop and I have to share the whole screen and not only the program window. Okay, sorry for that. So you are somewhere here in Bogota, and so where is Bochum? So I zoom out, fly over over South America, the Caribbean islands, the Atlantic, and then I should reach Northern Africa, North Africa and South Europe. So here Portugal, Spain, France, Paris, Netherlands, Belgium, and here is Germany. And so now you can see here this city collection with Dortmund and Essen. So these are the neighbor cities of Bochum, and here is Bochum. And this area here, so from Unna, Dortmund, Bochum, Essen, Duisburg, Oberhausen, Gelsenkirchen, Herne, Bottrop, this is what we called the Ruhr area or the Ruhrpott. You can see here the river Ruhr. This is the course of the river, and the river is, let's say, this is the origin for the name. Because this river was very important, is still very important for the whole area because of drinking water is generated from this river. To understand the Ruhr area and of course Bochum, it is really worth taking a brief look at the history of the Ruhr region. And don't worry, this is not going to be a history lection. I'm just going to explain the broad context that have significantly shaped the development of the Ruhr region. Because you can, if you're coming to Bochum, if you're coming to Dortmund or Essen, you still see it, and you can just see it, and you will understand what does it mean when I talk about this historical context. So I start with the very beginning. So this is an old map from the Ruhr area from 1635. You can see here, so the cities I already talked to: Unna, Dortmund, Bochum, Essen, and Duisburg. So nowadays, Bochum has around 375, a population of 375,000, Dortmund and Essen of around 600,000, and the whole Ruhr area of about more than 5 million, which makes it to one of the biggest rural centers in Europe. And at this time, so these cities, I wouldn't say cities, let's say bigger villages or small towns were very small. So Bochum had around a population of 1,500, Dortmund and Essen of about, 2,500 to 5,000. So really, really small cities. And um, um, and a central point for the further development of the Ruhr area was hard coal. So they found coal in this area, and in US there was gold rush. Here it was a kind of coal rush, because then something happened that from the 18th century onward, coal becomes the region's most important energy source. And there was a huge intensification of coal mining. There were the forced collieries, so also industrial coal mines established at the beginning of the 19th century, and at the beginning of the 18th century, and at the beginning of the 19th century, with the beginning of industrialization, we had an emergence of large iron and steel works, for example, Krupp in Essen, from the mid 19th century, and a massive expansion of collieries, so these coal mines, steel works, and factories. And of course, so a strong immigration of workers from other parts of Germany and Eastern Europe at the beginning of the 19th century. And what you see here on the picture is a so-called Bochumer Verein, which is really close to the city center. This was an important steel and iron works company in Germany, and during that time, leading producer of steel and railway wheels. Now you see the pollution here during that area. You see that close to the fabric there, the workers had their houses, their gardens, to plant vegetables and so on. And nowadays, this is not anymore industry. This is like a park, and people who are already in Bochum may know this park as the West Park, which is in the western part of Bochum. Okay, but then the development goes further on, and the Ruhr area becomes the coal pot and the industrial heart of Germany in the late 19th to the mid 20th century. And this was also the reason why many cities and many industrial plants in the whole Ruhr area have been bombed away during the World War II, and of course causes many destruction. And what you see on the picture here is a photo of the Bochumer city center, and you can really see the destruction. There is no house can be used anymore, and this is why then after the Second World War, after 1945, there was complete reconstruction and renewed industrial boom of the cities and industrial plants. And this leads to a further immigration of workers from Turkey, Italy, and Southern Europe. And so from the past, the Ruhr area was always a region where different cultures come together, live together, work together. So this is really an international area here. And then there were coming new problems from the 1960s, because then we had a structural change. The structural change begins because the coal mines were closed, because the coal mining in the Ruhr area was just too expensive. It was too deep. It was difficult because of the water, which is in the underground. And there was coal from China or from Australia, which were just much more cheaper. And this causes to that also the heavy industries closes their fabrics, and this leads to high unemployment and of course social problems. And during that time, the Ruhr University Bochum was founded in 1965. With the basic idea of promotion of the service sector, promotion of the technology sector, and promotion of the culture, which then already happens in the 1980s. And the Ruhr area, and especially Bochum, develops into a metropolitan region with universities, museums, and new economy sectors from the 1990s on. And today, from the 21st century, the Ruhr area and also Bochum is a diverse multicultural region with industrial heritage and also a lot of new perspectives. And as you see here on the picture, these are some landmarks of Bochum. So here, these winding towers, which are typical for coal mining here in this area. This is in the city center, I would say. Oh, sorry, the laser pointer. This here in the city center is probably the most famous sausage store in Bochum. This winding tower is also the symbol of the German coal mining museum here in Bochum. Of course, no presentation of the Ruhr area without a link to football, which is a very huge thing here. So we had last year VfL Bochum, the regional club, was playing in the first Bundesliga. This season was not that successful, so now we have to start next year in the second league. But also, for example, Borussia Dortmund is only, I would say, 10 to 15 kilometers away, with a stadium of 86,000 people. And if you're interested in European football, probably some of you know FC Schalke. This is around 10 to 15 kilometers away in the other direction. They have a stadium with a capacity of 65,000. Bochum is in the middle. And it's always funny when there is Saturday and the football fans or soccer fans are traveling around the Ruhr area. Okay. What else here? Some historical churches. Here the planetarium. This is the Audimax of the Ruhr University Bochum, the biggest lecture hall. Theater, Starlight Express, which is a musical, which is I think since the 80s. This musical is here located in Bochum, and so on and so on. The Bermuda Dreieck, which are Bermuda Triangle, which is, as far as I know, the biggest party mile, or the biggest, or the street with the highest pub density in the whole area here. So there is really a lot to do, and the structural change is not completely finished, but we are, especially Bochum, is on a really good way. Okay, and after you understood this, so this small history of Bochum, as I already mentioned, the Ruhr University was founded in 1965 as, and this is really important, at the first university after the Second World War in Germany, and the first university in the Ruhr area. So there were really no universities in the Ruhr area before the end of the Second World War, before 1965, because politics thought that people here, they should just work, and there is, no need that they study something like arts or similar, because this people should work. Of course, there have been some schools of applied, or universities of applied sciences, but then only in particular subjects like mining or steel fabrication or something like that, but really not a university. And the founding of the Ruhr University had a major impact on the city of Bochum and the entire Ruhr area. And now, of course, RUB supported and is still supporting the transition from an industrial to a knowledge-based region. And as you can imagine, we promote innovations, we are doing research here, and of course, surprise, surprise, we are doing higher education. And we collaborate as a university closely with society, industry, and other institutions for knowledge transfer. And of course, for sure, as we can see on the list of participants, we also attract students and skilled professionals to our region, not only from Germany, then from all over the world. And so this year, the Ruhr University celebrates its 60 years celebration. And after the brief history of Bochum and the whole Ruhr area, I think you hopefully understand the slogan, "Built to Change" since 1965. Okay, then let's go further on with the overview about the Ruhr University, RUB at a glance. The Ruhr University is one of the biggest universities we have in Germany. We have 21 faculties, which covers nearly all disciplines normal universities have. So, for example, we have the group of faculties in the field of humanities with theology, social science, history, economics, and so on, with language faculties. Um, we have a faculty of medicine. We have the full natural science faculties with mathematics, physics, geosciences, chemistry, and biology. And of course, we have the engineering faculties with computer science, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, and of course, electrical engineering and information technology, where I work as a student advisor. We have around 38,000 students studying at these faculties, including 6,500 international students. And last year we had around 5,500 graduates. The IUB is one of the biggest employees in Bochum and one of the biggest in Bochum, with around 6,500 members of staff. And more than 50% of the staff are PhD students, including around 800 international PhD students. And altogether, the IUB has an overall budget of 700 million euros. Okay. And yeah, just to give you an overview, so this is a campus, and quite interesting, the architectural concept. The architectural concept from Unal. I think if you have a look on Google Maps, it's very clear. Probably this concept is not that clear, but I can explain it to you. So the idea of this architectural concept is the idea of ships in a harbor. So the faculty buildings, they are designed like ships lined up parallel to each other, and with the central campus area representing the harbor. And from the harbor, so from this central campus area, we have 4 arms. No? So here, and here. And traditionally, or at the beginning, is what was like that in this arm here is the engineering row. So for example, this is my building, or not my building, this is the building where the faculty of electrical engineering and information technology is sitting. And in this row is also the faculties for mechanical engineering and environmental engineering. And this was a little bit, also this order was getting a little bit more flexible, because as I told you, so this university was founded in 1965, and the whole E row got completely new buildings in the last 15 years, starting with this building in 2008 or 2010, I'm not completely sure. And then step by step, they renewed all the buildings here, which is of course a real good advantage, because we have really good, not only study, also working conditions. We have really good facilities, modern lecture halls, seminar rooms, really good equipped modern labs. So this is really good. And the reconstruction of the whole university is going further on. So currently they reconstruct this building, the NA building. So this is the N row for natural science, so mathematics. They moved already here to the E row, mathematics, physics and geophysics. Now, geoscience, geology science, biology and chemistry. And here are the humanities, the faculties in the field of humanities. And here is the faculty of medicine, the faculty of computer science. And in this building, there is office space for startups and technical companies who wants to just work really close to at the university. Okay, and just to give you some further impressions about Ruhr University. So for example, this is a picture from the Botanical Garden, which is really close to our building. And yeah, it gives you calm places for regeneration, especially in the summer. So this is a picture of the Audi Max in the background, which is the largest lecture hall here on the campus. Yeah, I told you this architectural concept of ships and harbor, and so not surprisingly, the roof of this lecture hall is formed like a shell, and this one, also this Audi Max, is also, let's say, a typical landmark of the city of Bochum. So then we have over the campus, between the buildings, there is yeah, open space to relax, to hanging around with other people, get into connections, just enjoying time. We have a huge central dining hall where thousands of students yeah, have their lunch every day, and really nice views, for example, from the balcony of this dining hall into the Ruhr Valley, which is really close by. Okay, so then besides this, yeah, small impression, some key facts about Ruhr University's Bochum. So we don't have tuition fees. So this is something which is completely normal in Germany for public universities. There are only some private universities having tuition fees, but here you don't pay tuition fees. But um, public universities, you have to pay here a social fee, which is around 360 euros per semester. So this is something like 1.6 million Colombian pesos. But this social fee includes, and the first point, this is really the most important point, because this is really cool. You have free use of the regional public transport in whole Germany. So, and this is really a huge advantage, because there's no need for taxis or Uber or something like that. You don't need a car. You just hop on every bus or every train, or nearly every train you can see, and try to get to the target you want. And this is really cool. No? So, for example, from Bochum to Berlin, if you're going by regional transport, I did it in the past. It's 5 to 6 hours. It's a lot of fun, because you see a lot of Germany using public transport to go to Berlin or to Hamburg. Hamburg is around 4 to 5 hours, but it's completely free of costs, and environmental friendly. So this is really a really good offer. This social fee includes, furthermore, cheap food at the university. So, for example, you can roundabout say €5 per lunch here if you go to the student restaurant. It could be possible that you get free tickets for theater. So if there are some tickets which have not been sold, it's possible to go to the theater and get them for free shortly before it starts. There is a free use of rental bikes in the whole Ruhr area. So you can, if you have a IUB mail address, which will you get when you get an admission and come here to study, and then you can also use this rental bikes for free in the whole Ruhr area. We have cheap accommodation and at our student residence, and this prices starts at €250 per month. But this includes normally everything like internet, like heating, water, electricity, so that you don't have any further costs. There are more than 50 sport courses you can do here for cheap prices. It starts at €10 per semester. There is a university cinema, and so on and so on. Yeah, some more key facts. I think I skip the semesters, go further on with food. The central mensa, we have a central mensa, we have a vegan restaurant and an additional mensa on campus. And we have many snack bars in the nearby uni center, which is around, yeah, depends where you are on the campus, a 5 to 10 minutes walk from the campus to the uni center. And distributed over the campus, 11 cafeterias offer hot and cold food and drinks. And of course, public transport. As I mentioned, you have this free use of public transport, and close by the university, there is a tube station, which brings you within 10 minutes to the Bochum Central Station. Here is a central bus station within the university, which covers all other directions. For example, I live in the Bochum city center. I don't have a car, and I also came by public transport every morning. Regarding the semesters, if you're interested in a regular exchange and not in the double degree program, I think this is important, of course. So the winter term starts on the 1st of October and ends on the 31st of March, with a lecture time from October to February, and normally the examinations from February to April. And the summer term, no, this is wrong, sorry for that. The summer term starts on the 1st of April and ends on the 30th of September, with a lecture time from April to July and the examination period from July to September. Okay, so before I start with the next chapter, are there any questions so far?
Guys, do you have any question? I truly consider they don't have.
Okay.
Everything has been really way
Okay,
clear.
then hopefully I explained everything accordingly. So then let's go further on with the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. Just here, so our faculty in numbers, we have 21 professorships. And let me add that professor is probably a little bit a different status than the professors at UNAL. So the professor here is always the leader of a chair or of an institute. And normally professors, they have around 10, or they are the head of 10 to 15 researchers, and part of these researchers can also be postdoctoral researchers, which probably would have the status as a professor at other countries with other systems. So we have 3 extraordinary professorships, 1 junior professorships, and 2 senior professorships. Students, we have not that much students because in the past we had the whole IT security area within our faculty, but the Faculty of Computer Science was founded new, so that more than 50-60% of our students moved with the Faculty of Computer Science and the IT security into this new faculty. So currently we have 300 bachelor students in our study program, Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. We have around 270 students in our master's program, Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, and in our international master's, Lasers in Photonics. And we have around 170 PhD students. So our staff, we have around 260 scientific staff. So these are researchers, PhD students, postdoc researchers, professors. We have around 90 technical and administrative staff and around 140 student assistants. And approximately a third-party funding per year of around 60 million euros. Okay, and as I already told you, so our building where we sit, this ID building, is not completely new, but it's only 10 years old, and really the study conditions are really well, as I told you before. And I also spoke to some of the UNAL students here doing their double degree, and I think they're really satisfied with the environment they have here already. Okay, and some more impressions about some labs. Here, for example, we have this robot dog from Boston Dynamics for research, for looking for new applications which you can do with such a robot. We have a clean room in the basement of our faculty, which was built 3 or 4 years ago in combination with a huge research project. And in this clean room, for example, we do research on 2D electronics and microelectronic systems. We have a huge acoustic hall and where we can do measurements for yeah, with acoustics, of course, and probably the same principle. We have a huge absorber hall for measurements, as it would be in the free field, because we don't have any reflections here in this, or really low reflections here in such laboratories. Okay, so these are just some pictures from our labs to get an overview, how our faculty is looks like, what are the highlights, and of course there are so many more labs with more or less, of course, so great um, um, great things, but it's just difficult. So if you make a photo from them, most of them just looking boring. Okay, so then I would go further on with our double degree. And for those who are definitely interested in our double degree and studying electrical or electronic engineering at UNAL, and why is a double degree interesting for me? The first thing is, of course, now you can earn 2 degrees, one Colombian degree and a German Bachelor of Science, in one study program. And the IUB is the only partner university of UNAL with focus on electrical engineering and information technology in Bochum, in Germany. So we are the only chance to do that. And of course, the degree from the IUB opens doors to the German job market. And especially in the field of electrical engineering and information technology, the job market in Germany is quite well, because of 3 reasons. Um, a lot of people retire in the next years, who studied before electrical engineering and information technology, and there's a huge demand here because of course, digitalization, because of strategic targets of the German government and the European Union, for example, to get some key technologies back to Europe, for example, chip production or mobile technologies. And of course, now these are potential work fields, as a graduate, for electrical engineering and information technology. And the third reason is, as you have seen on our numbers of students we have, in Germany, it is, we don't really know the reasons why, but there is a trend in whole Germany that electrical engineering and information technology is not what young people want to study. So good chances for you if you come here, graduate here at IUB. You have really good chances that you could stay, if you want, of course, that you can stay in Germany to find a good job. Of course, now when you're studying here, you can actively participate in German research and in our modern labs, and you can expand your language skills, which opens up many opportunities in a global market and international research environment. So depending what you want to do, going to industries, or if you want to go research, I think in both fields, language skills are always good to have. And of course, last but not least, through the experience abroad, you will develop your personality and expand your horizons. Okay. And of course, this double degree is now 6 years old, and in the past it was really a story of success. We started in 5 years ago in the year 2021, or in winter term 2021, with only one student, and she already finished. And then 1 and 2 years later, we had in both years 6 students, and all six, or all together in both years, 12 students have finished the double degree program, and 11 students of them are switched to our masters in electrical engineering and information technology. And the one student who is missing, I think he changed the university to do something special. So I think he stayed in Germany, and from the class 23, 25, we had 8 students, 7 already finished the double degree program and studying in the masters now. And the student who is over or left from this group, no, he don't left, he's just not finished. He failed the last exam, and I think he will finish the double degree program this year. And from the class 24-25, we had 11 students. They are currently in the double degree program. Probably some of them will start finishing at the end of this semester. And for the next class, the class 25-26, we accept 14 students coming to Bochum in 2 to 4 weeks in August 2025. If you are interested in the double degree with us, here are the program requirements. So of course, the first requirement, as I already said, is you have to be a student of the electronic or electrical engineering program at UNAL. And your PAPA, which is in my opinion something like the GPA, has to have a minimum of 3.9. And at the time of the application, you have a certified A2 level in German, and PMP Explorer and Language Institution certificate are valid for the double degree exchange. The compromise is that you achieve a B1 level before you traveling to IUB. So at the time of the application, you need A2. And when you start traveling to Ruhr University, you have to have the B1 level. You have to have in your study program electronic or electrical engineering 129 credits approved, 57 fundamental credits, 96 credits of the program, 69 credits of the program, and additionally 3 free elective courses, and you must have approved the English requisite at UNAL. And last but not least, you have been registered at UNAL the 2 semesters studying at RUB. And our selection committee, which is a mixture of professors from UNAL and professors from RUB, will pick up to 20 students from UNAL for our double degree. Okay, so and how is the schedule? So the schedule of the double degree program is divided into 2 parts. The first part is studying at UNAL, the first 8 semesters, where you're doing your compulsory modules and the preparatory German course. And the application would be, I'm not completely sure when your semester ends, but at the end of July, so during the 6th semester, there would be the application for the double degree program. And then at the end of your 8th semester, when you fulfilled the requirements, so the regular study plan, and you have the German language level at least B1, you can take the train here and go to Germany. And then you start with a part 2, with a part study at RUB. And when you arrive here in Germany in August, we organizing a special German course for all double degree students. And this German course is a block course and brings you directly to B2, because B2 is, let's say, the language level target, which is necessary to get the double degree when you finished everything. So this is part of the double degree. You have to finish the courses at IUB, and you also have to have this B2 level in Germany. But most of the students with this intensive language summer course directly have the B2 level when then the 9th semesters here in Bochum starts. The 9th semesters, as already said, so the lecture is from October to February, and there you're doing courses and projects. And then the 10th semester from April to July, the lecture period, you are doing this here as well with courses from our study program and the bachelor thesis. So, and at the end, to completely fulfill the double degree requirements, you also have to fulfill the requirements of the part 2, and this is German language level at least B2. and at least 60 ECTS. Study it here in total. And to give you an idea what one ECTS is round about 0.714 Colombian credit points. Okay, and what are your study opportunities here in Bochum? So you have here the mandatory modules. These mandatory modules are the same for electronic and electrical engineers. So there is a practical course on MATLAB. So this is normally no problem for students, for double degree students coming here. So there is introduction to scientific working and a practical course on electronics. There is a practical project with a project report, which you are doing within our chairs. And there is the system theory 3, where it comes to stochastic signals. So, and these courses are offered here in the winter term, and these courses are offered in the summer term. And these are the compulsory modules which you have to do. Then there is a list of mandatory elective modules where you, depending on previous choice of courses and your study program at UNAL, only certain courses may be allowed to be chosen. And this is something we would clarify, before you apply, after you apply, because then we know definitely what kind of courses you selected during your studies. Probably we know your further plans, what courses you want to study before you're coming to RUP, and then we can make an individual study plan. So of course, then we have 3 elective modules where you have to take one economics course, and part of the 3 elective modules is the intensive German language course, which is offered in the directly when you coming to Germany. And at the end, the bachelor thesis as part of the double degree program. And there is one important thing for students of electrical engineering at UNAL. So you must have passed Electronica Digital 2 and Electronica Analoga 2 before coming to Bochum. And if not, you have to replace these courses by our course with computer architecture and electronics to electronic circuits, additionally to the courses listed in the above table. So that would mean normally you're doing at minimum 60 credit points here. Computer architectures and electronics 2 have 5 credit points each. So that would mean to fulfill the double degree program without having Electronica Digital 2 or Electronica Analoga 2, you have to make at least minimum 70 credit points here at Bochum. Okay. So this is the academic side of the double degree program, but there is also a legal side, and the legal side brings me to the visa requirements for studying in Germany, because you have to have a financial proof for visa issuance, and there are different possible ways. The first, and I don't know if it's an easy way, but it's someone with a permanent residence in Germany can guarantee to cover your expenses. And so this is really a serious thing. So don't ask someone you know via Facebook or something like that. Facebook is out via Instagram, or I don't know, because he is responsible for all your finance. So for example, if you buy something on credit or something like that, and you fly away back home to Colombia, he has to pay for you. So this is really a serious thing, and normally people who are living here don't do that. Another thing what you can do is a security payment can be deposited into a blocked account, and I would say this is the usual way for not only for people from South America, also for other international students coming to Germany. And I will go a little bit more deep into detail later on. And of course, what you can do if you're rich or your family is rich, you can present a bank guarantee. But this is something which not that often happens, as far as I know. But what could be possible, for example, try to get hands on European passport. Christoph Beer, who was the former double degree coordinator and introduced this double degree, told me that he had one or two Colombian students who did it like that. So they had a grandfather or grandmother coming from Spain or Portugal, and based on this history, it could be opportunity to try to get an European passport. And when you have a European passport, you can just enter Germany without any visa requirements. You can just live here. Okay, so but as I said, let's have a look. Let's have a closer look to the blocked account, because usually this is what students are doing. And the proof can be made by paying a total amount of around 12,000 euros, which is around 56 million Colombian pesos, to a blocked account in Germany. And this blocked account is something like Sperrkonto. And once this Sperrkonto is set up, you can withdraw around 1,000 euros, so 4.7 million Colombian pesos per month of your expenses. And so the embassies make sure with this Sperrkonto that you have enough money, not only to survive, then also to live here in Germany, and that you get fresh money every month, and that you can cover your expenses for the whole period of stay here in Germany. Of course, 12,000 euros is not that is a very high sum, but there are possible ways to reduce the amount of the Sperrkonto, and there are two possibilities. There are recognized scholarships that are funded through German resources, and another possibility are working contracts in Germany for the time of your stay. And these working contracts also possible with student working contracts at RUP since this year. And the good message for you is that we can offer student research positions for applicants to the double degree program. And we have a scholarship pool for applicants of the double degree program. And so let's have a closer look to that, to the student research position at IUB. So student research position at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology with one of our chairs or institutes. And normally students work there around 8 hours per week in our research projects together with students, PhD students and professors. And of course, you can advance your research talent, and you can gain practical and soft skills during your job. And you can find an excellent integration to the German system. And the salary is around 500 euros per month, which corresponds to 2.4 million Colombian pesos per month. And the other possibility is our scholarship lines. So currently we have two scholarship lines. We have a scholarship line from an industrial partner, which is VW Infotainment. There we have two scholarships for a duration of 2 months and a monthly amount of 400 euros, which makes it to a total amount for 1 year of around 5,000 euros. And we have 6 scholarships from IUB, financed by the German Academic Exchange Services, also for the duration of 12 months, also with a monthly amount of 400 euros per month, but with a travel allowance, which is paid once, of 1,300 euros. So this scholarship lines comes to 1,000 something euros at the end for 1 year. And if you combine a scholarship line with your student HEVI job, so you have around, let's say, 5,000 euro per year. With a HEVI job, you have additionally 6,000 euro per year. So this makes it to 11,000 for the blocked account, or for the Sperrkonto. You need around 12,000. So this student job and Sperrkonto reduces your costs to less than 2,000 euros, which you have to bring to the blocked account for a whole year stay in Germany. Okay, so And about the scholarships, what is the procedure, the selection, and the distribution? How does it work? So if you apply for the double degree program, you have to also apply for the scholarship program, and the selection will be made by means of a calculated index number. And this index number takes into account your academic grade and the socio-eco points which you directly get from UNAL when you get enrolled there. And the distribution of different valued scholarships is done by the means of socio-eco points. Okay, so this is yeah, a short introduction to our double degree program. No, I don't know if it was that short, but are there any questions regarding the double degree program? Okay, no? Then I would go to the next chapter and yeah, never trust a study advisor who tried to make advertisement for his academic programs. As I already mentioned, I'm really happy that we have some students who are still studying in the double degree or are graduates of the double degree participating here. And I think it is really, really important just to spoke to those students which came to Bochum in order to study here, because you can learn a lot about their experience they have done here. And I think this is a good foundation to make your own picture and at the end to make a decision if you if a student exchange to Bochum would be something for you or not. And this is, I would like to, yeah, or ask Juan if we can start with the breakout sessions.
So, thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Maria Fernanda. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Juanita, for these breaking out rooms. I know that this has been a really good space in order to resolve some answers, and it has been a really good time. Thank you, Ben, to organize these breakout rooms. And please, we give you the word in order to continue with our presentation.
Okay, so let me. So okay, so yeah, thanks again to all IUB students from UNAL that you yeah participate, and that the other UNAL students had the possibility just to talk yeah, face to face with other students who had probably the same decision a few semesters before, or who did the same decision a few semesters before. And I think these are, yeah, first-hand informations, and yeah, hopefully you got the information you wanted to have. Okay, then I would just go further on. First of all, with the double degree. So how to apply for the double degree. And to apply for the double degree, there are two applications. So the first is applying for the double degree program. So we need the motivation letter for the double degree program. We need your current transcript of records from UNAL and your language certificate with, at the time of the application, with the German level A2. And to apply for the scholarship, we do need an additional motivation letter, which should be different to the motivation letter for the double degree program. And we need a certificate or a proof of your socio-economic points from UNAL. And all documents have to be submitted to the PRE. For this, look out for the official UNAL announcements and the application deadline for the double degree program, which starts next year in August 26, and then starts with the winter term 26-27, is in a few days. It's the 31st of July 2025, so around 1 year in advance. If you having question regarding the double degree program, you can contact on the UNAL side Professor Diego Alexander Badiosa, and from the Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, and of course me, at the acting coordinator of the double degree program from IUB side at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. And just please use our functional email address for the double degree program, which is double-degree@ai.iub.de. Okay, so before I go further on with other study opportunities besides the double degree, do you have any questions regarding the double degree, or has everything solved during the breakout sessions? Okay, I guess these are no question. Then I would just go forward with the study opportunities besides the double degree. And of course, there are study opportunities. I just copied the slides from my colleague who did a similar presentation during March this year at UNAL. And there are 4 different opportunities. So enrollment as guest editor, exchange student, enrollment as a regular student, DAAD visiting group, and the DAD Germany scholarship, which is called COSPI. And what are the details of the program? Of course, the first program, enrollment as a guest auditor or exchange student. In German, we would call something like that free mover. So come to Bochum for a semester and get to know culture and people and collect some credit points for your own study plan. Of course, the funding can be difficult because for that, probably there are programs within your faculty or within your university, problems there are not. So sometimes this is depending on the faculty you want to study, and this is just to be determined. What you can do, you can enroll as a regular master student. So as we acknowledge, especially for the masters, for the whole bachelor study plan in electronic engineering at UNAL, and also in electrical engineering at UNAL, we will give easy access to our master studies program. And I'm pretty sure, because you're studying 5 semesters, and I'm pretty sure that you could also get that you could also get an admission to other master's program, especially in engineering sciences. Regarding the humanities, to be honest, I'm not completely sure, and the same with the natural sciences, because I just don't know any study program of UNAL which has to do with natural science or humanities. However, the main requirement for doing that is that if you want to study at IUB as a regular master student, and if it's not an international master's program, you have to do the C1 language level. There is another possibility at our faculty. So we have a international master's course which is completely in English in the field of lasers and photonics. This program is suitable for students from physics, for students from mechanical engineering, probably also mechatronics, and of course electrical engineering and information technology. And for this one, you need a language certificate with B2, and you don't need any German language knowledge for studying an international master. And funding for an enrollment as a regular master student could be DAD, or could be also faculty funding. So also this depends on the program and on the faculty the program is related to. Okay, so then other possibilities is DAAD visiting group. So DAAD is a German academic exchange service. So come to Bochum in a group of students, maximum 15 students for up to 12 days, and visit IUB and at least one other university in Germany. And in the past, we had some of these visits. For example, in 2019, we had a student group from Medellin, and in 2020, 2023, so 2 years ago, we had a student group from Uni Lianos. Funding could be or can be DAAD, mobility of 840 euros per person. So this travel allowance and daily allowance during the last visiting group was around 50 days, 50 euros per day in person, just to cover your expenses, which is mostly food and accommodation. And the last opportunity to go to or to come to Ruhr University as a student from UNAL is the DAAD German Scholarship, which is called here the COSPI program. And I just checked during your time in the breakout rooms. So in the last years, we had in average 1 to 2 students from South America within this COSPI program. And this is possible for all, or this is open for all advanced students of engineering from one of 8 Colombian universities that are parties to the agreement. Initially spend 1 semester at a German university and then complete a 4 to 6 months industrial internship. And you see here, so 1 student in the term 1920, 1 student in 2021, 2 students in 21-22, and this row I just looked up to get some actual information. Is also in 2020, 23, 23, 24. So we had always 1 to 2 students every year. And funding is here as well, the DAAD, for the Colombian students of engineering sciences.
It's quite important here, if I could add,
Of
Sven,
course.
that COSPI scholarship is going to be open in November or even December. Okay. And this call is going to be open annually. Okay. So if you are interested to apply, remember that you need to be part of the here of the call that we open internally in the Faculty of Engineering, in order to be part of the COSPI program. I just give 2 hours ago the speech about how to apply to the COSPI program. The video is gonna be uploaded in our YouTube channel in order you to know more about this scholarship. Okay.
Okay, so, and now I don't have my last slide anymore, so I'm going to that one. So that's was it from my side. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Sven. Thank you so much for your time. And please, guys, if you have further questions, please let us know. We do have one question. Can I apply to a exchange program taking into account I am in currently MA student means master? Juan Ernesto?
No, it means mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. Well, remember that you can apply to exchange program. It all depends of the courses that you're gonna take in RUA, University at Bochum. Okay, it all depends on that. Okay, but yeah, you can apply to exchange program. Juan Felipe, you just make your hand up.
Sí, quería preguntar de esa última del COSPI, normalmente, ¿cuánto suele estar abierta? ¿Cuánto tiempo la inscripción?
Okay, Cospi, the question was how long Cospi call is going to be open normally. We normally have 2, 3 or 4 weeks to let the call open here in Universidad Nacional, because sometimes we need to be adjusted to the calendar of the DAD. Okay, so if DAD send us, please open the call is going to be open from this day until this day because you need to send us the documents. It all depends of the day the DAD told me to let it open the call, but normally it's 3 or 4 weeks. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Guys, do we have another question? I think the breakout rooms was a really good idea
Okay, thanks.
because that helps a lot to the students, and I truly consider they just made equations to the students and they help them to clarify all the ideas. So that's why I truly consider they are really way shy and don't ask you.
Less work for us.
Okay, guys, do you have any further question? If no, I truly consider is when we can say that the webinar is over. Not not leaving and not to say thank you so much, Sven, for being here, for your time and for your presentation. Juan Julian Andres, tell us.
I do have a question. I was wondering if, um, well, we heard that the students that had already done the double degree program are already in a master degree. Um, that master degree also the tuition it's free as well, or is any amount of money that have to be paid in order to have a master degree? Or I don't know if there's like a um like the university has some type of plan or to let the undergraduate, the bachelor students to then apply for a master degree. I was really curious about that.
Thank you, Julian. Just to clarify, is there any tuition fee for the person who applied to a master program, Sven?
No. So public universities in Germany, so for bachelor and masters, there are no tuition fees. In some other federal states like Baden-Württemberg, for example, international students had to pay when they're regular students. This is, I think, around 1,500 euros per semester, but I'm not completely sure about the sum. But here in North Rhine-Westphalia and in Ruhr University Bochum, if you're studying here, you don't have to pay tuition fees. You only have to pay this social fee of around 360 euros. But for that, you get a good bargain with a free public transport and yeah, other advantages.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sven. Any further question, guys? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sven. One more time.
La Facultad de Ingeniería de la Universidad Nacional de Colombia te brinda acompañamiento, herramientas, talento humano y formación de calidad para transformar el país. ¿Y tú, cómo quieres cambiar el mundo?